Welcome to the Daily Exchange. We're talking about Ripple converging. We've got Freya Hunter here from Beam, and we're talking all about this new Australian stablecoin. We'll see you guys right after this. Welcome back. Guys, we are here with Freya Hunter from Beam. Thank you for joining us on the Daily Exchange, Freya. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Market's going a little bit up just recently. We've got a new graph. Joel, if you want to wheel this in to talk about the market and where we're currently at. It measures volume and market cap together, which is kind of cool. Now, all the other coins are in here. You can sort of kind of see a green and a red. Tether, I don't know why Tether moves, but apparently it does. And you can see, all the different size of volumes. Ripple here has had a lot of activity. We'll talk a bit about that in a bit.
It's like the crypto Milky Way.
Crypto Milky Way, I like that. The galaxy of coins. It's like the moon ahead, and then it's almost like, imagine if there was a unicorn at the front and all of the sort of unicorn dust coming off the back of it.
Yes, I can see that actually.
Bitcoin is the unicorn of cryptocurrency. Trading trends, guys. Bitcoin trading currently at $6,705. We saw quite a big jump just recently, up about $300 from 6,400. We've got an article here from CoinDesk saying people potentially aren't hodling as much. 32% of Bitcoin's supply was held in active wallets. This is up from last year, the end of last year, of 26%. People are moving their coins around. Freya, do you hold Bitcoin?
I do. Dabble?
Dabble?
Yeah.
Dabbling. Are you a hodler do you hold your Bitcoin? Do you sell it? Are you going to use it?
I will. I'm just holding it. I'm hodling at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, classic hodler.
Apparently hodling is at all-time low. You can be the unicorn of Bitcoin hodling.
As long as I can wear a really nice bright pink outfit to go with that whole situation.
I hear. I learned a new terminology, by the way, on the weekend. From my daughter, Portia. She said, "Dad, the unicorns are old. The new thing is a llamacorn." A llamacorn. A llama with the horn, and apparently traditionally they have rainbow hooves. Llamacorn.
I love that I learn new things every day.
Chain Analysis says they're ready if things were to change to people who are going to potentially sell. If the opportunity to spend it were to arise, to actually spend it, we've kind of overcome the first hurdle of adoption, getting Bitcoin into people's hands, and then they've added that less volatility was a good thing. This is a sign of maturing market with less volatility as well. If Bitcoin is the unicorn, is Bitcoin Cash the llamacorn?
Potentially. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one rolls out.
See what happens here. It's been going up recently. Bitcoin Cash up 6.8%, up to $571 right now. Trading up as much as 30% up. We've got a graph here, Joel, if you want to bring that up. Volume nearly quadrupling. Quadrupling. Quadrupling?
I feel like you need to dribble as you say that.
Quadruple. I had a little quadruple this morning. When I was putting my t-shirt on, I quadrupled on it. Between Wednesday and today, over $2 billion has been added to the Bitcoin Cash market cap since last week. Bitmain has filed its application to go on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and apparently they've got $500 million of Bitcoin Cash.
That's a lot. It's pretty solid.
That's a lot of Bitcoin Cash.
Huge.
You'd want to know where your private keys are.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to lose those bad boys.
Pretty spicy. CEO Jihan Wu has been a historic supporter, apparently, of Bitcoin Cash.
Well done, Jihan.
Trading trends talking about Ethereum right now. Hobby. I've been corrected many times. It's Hobby.
I started off saying Huobi.
Huobi. Huobi sounds like it's a cool surf brand.
Okay. Are you wearing Huobi?
Yeah. I'm sponsored by Huobi. No, I'm not sponsored by Huobi. By the way, this is not financial advice. Not financial advice. This is not financial advice. And their recent report says the number of active addresses in Ethereum has decreased by 18% from 1.28 to 1.05 million this week. Less activity in Ethereum. Trading volume has decreased by 15% as well. And the last one, which I think is important, the amount of use and transactions of smart contracts has gone down 80%.
That's massive. Like, that is huge. Huge
80%.
Huge.
Wow. 80% less usage of their smart contracts. EOS, Waves, Neo, VeChain, all of them potentially taking over. Ethereum currently trading at $229. Do you think people are going to abandon Ethereum?
I hope not. Like, I hope that they can kind of get their act together. I think there's a lot of people that are, you know, looking at Ethereum, the ERC20 token, all that kind of stuff. So I hope they can sort it out. I do. I'm a believer.
Okay. Moving on to Ripple. Ripple. Now, we've had some conspiracy theories. Have you seen the Ripple Castle?
I haven't.
Okay, so there is the
check
Ripple.
this out.
We've got a video here, Joel. I don't know if you can roll it for us. It's a little bit on the trippy side. Warning to everyone. This is the 589. If you should type in, I think you type in 589 into Google, it comes up with Ripple.
What?
No, it's not. It's not 589. Sorry, that's not the right number. Is it? Is it the 589 Ripple? It is the 589 Ripple.
Okay.
We've got this is from a video we did recently. Check this out.
BG123 was making these really bold predictions. So, for example, he posted a MoneyGram logo and ahead of a Walmart partnership, and another hinting at school funding before Ripple made a big donation to donorschools.org, which funds projects pitched by teachers.
That I'm not exactly sure how that castle does exist. There's a lot of I don't know if you've seen this, Freya. There's conspiracy theories. We've got demystifications. We've got remystifications. We've got all sorts of things going on here. I'll show you this castle. I got to bring it back because everyone.
I'm intrigued.
It's a thing. It's quite. I've typed in cattle instead of castle.
That Ripple cattle get you every time.
Here we are. This is the Ripple Castle.
What?
How am I going to bring this up? Here we are. This is quite a thing. This is, yeah. So there are some explanations as well. Ripple Castle explained, and it's apparently, it's a secret and you're supposed to unpack it, and it's apparently supposed to be a meaning of something that's hidden inside somewhere, and no one's worked this one out yet.
And so it's not a real life thing? This is just something that's floating around the internet at the moment?
No, and so this guy, he posted, guy or girl, not sure, in Reddit, two other times, very cryptic sort of things. Someone unpacked it and then it came true.
What?
And then it's happened twice. And this is the one that's out there right now.
Interesting.
And, you know, when it comes down to cryptic things like this, here we are. This is the one, Bearable Guy. This is the Banks.
Yep.
Bear. That's his nickname on Reddit. Some dude. Da-da-da. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's move away from that because...
It's freaky naughty, that.
Anyway, a tweet has come out from the head of talent at Ripple. He's saying, hi all, for clarity, we have 3 products, xCurrent in production, and 2 more on the way, xVia and xRapid. They will be on a convergence release soon. Convergence release soon. And so this is the controversy that's happening right now. This is a tweet from Jim Kelly, August 18, 2018, right? It appears it was more than just a tweet. The same director of talent made a reference to the convergence product while in the process of hiring new talent for Ripple. Again, this tweet has also been deleted, but we've dug it out. Earlier in the year, a big part of what my team was focused on was hiring a lot of engineering. This is probably our biggest push because we are building a software called Convergence that syncs together all of our 3 major products into one seamless format. This has been deleted, mind you. Is it in the crypto castle? Is it in there? I mean, in the Ripple castle
Might
of
be.
mystery?
Potentially. Put it in there.
So what's happening right now is there is speculation that potentially RippleNet is the convergence of XRP and Ripple itself. In other words, all these technologies, all these softwares that Ripple use, it's going to take all those 3 products, put them together in one, and finally, we're going to use the XRP token.
All together now. One big happy family.
We've got a new infographic as well of a newly designed website, certainly placing XRP at the center. So here's another more speculation. I don't know if we've got this. Here we can see XRP in the middle and all the different bits and pieces all around it. This is a very long bow, a piece of speculation on Reddit, and I do not claim this to be financial advice about anything to do with Ripple. This is merely purely my opinion.
Speculation.
Cardano has released a mobile wallet. That's kind of cool. Trading at 8.6 cents. It didn't really interest me that much. Freya, welcome. You are the head of community partnerships and events for Beam, global payments platform built in support for smart contracts. It's impressive, obviously. Beam has 750,000 users, processed 4.3 billion transactions, million, and there's around $250 million of $250 million US dollars has gone through this. And I believe you guys are the mobile, the leading mobile wallet in the United Arab Emirates right now today. Is that right?
Yes, we are. Yeah, thank you for that intro.
Tell us about Beam.
Thank you. Look, we've got a very stronghold in the UAE. So essentially, Beam is a demand generation platform. So we launched as a mobile and rewards app back in 2012, and from there we have set up shop big time in the UAE. We're the #1 mobile wallet there, and we are also in other countries such as Sweden and other cities as well.
Cool. And so it uses smart contracts to reward customers. Tell us about how does it work?
Yeah, okay, so smart contracts, we have built-in system for them at the moment. It's not on the blockchain, it's our version of them. And essentially what it does is Beam, when we work with retailers, we help them work with their customers in a more meaningful way. So for customers, they get to use Beam, they tap Beam, they earn rewards, and they can go and spend that at any of our partner stores. But for retailers, we help them solve common business problems, which is usually like, I need more customers, I want to ignite lapsed customers, or want to reward existing ones. So our smart contracts, currently, they're on our platform, but we want to bring them onto the blockchain in order to help us essentially scale that part of our business. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's massive in the UAE. Tell us, how did that come about? How did it become so big in the UAE?
So essentially, we actually launched our pilot here in Sydney. It was a very small pilot, and then we got some strong funding come through from the UAE. So the Westfield of the UAE is a company called MAF, and they came on as a local partner. So we actually put a lot of our efforts, blood, sweat and tears in really launching it in that region. And we've had some great success over there. We were actually the first app in the UAE to allow customers to pay for fuel from their car.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Okay, cool. And right now you guys are currently holding an ICO to launch the Beam token. How will that sort of change the platform and how it's used? Yeah, so currently the way that customers use Beam to tap and to pay for things and they get rewarded into the app, that's not going to change. That's going to be fiat. But the big game changer for us is essentially using a token and token economics that is built for the retail ecosystem. So what we'll essentially be doing is we'll be using the token to decentralize our revenue model so we can reward other stakeholders within the retail value chain who are adding value to the ecosystem to actually benefit from that.
So essentially we'll be sharing the revenue around to different local partners, issuers, acquirers, that type of thing.
Can you give us an example of how it'll be used? How will the Beam token be used?
Yeah, sure. So, for example, at the moment, we're working with different regions around the world. So Portugal, Netherlands, South Africa, in America, around local partners coming on board and actually, instead of Beam going into that region and setting up Beam and playing the role of the issuer, the acquirer, the local partner, we are going to work with other entities to actually play those roles. So for example, we have a local partner in Saudi Arabia. They're coming on board. So they actually have to hold a certain amount of Beam tokens in order to run Beam and the platform in their area. So they essentially have the rights. They help us bring on merchants, all that type of thing. So I think the biggest difference and what we're really interested to see when we go to market is that you know how with tokens, when they usually go on exchanges, they go up and then they go down. Well, because local partners actually have to hold a certain amount of tokens, we're expecting that to help with the stability of the token once it's on the exchange. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other use case, I guess, for the token? Obviously, the software is you know, so you can use the software, you can use it locally. But is the customer using the Beam token?
Not at the moment. So we have decided to not change the user experience too much at the moment. We're essentially going to use the token, like I was saying before, with our revenue model and decentralizing that. But as far as customers paying, it will be in fiat, and we've decided to do that at the moment because we know that the customer experience won't be as good if we were to put everything onto crypto, but it's definitely something that we'll be kind of looking at further down the path.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got a screenshot of the Beam ICO. Talks a lot about ending the war on data, which is important. We are building the future of retail where the customers are the owners of their data. Now, this is a big controversy, right? And I think this is very important from the perspective of retailers, malls, government, suppliers there. People owning their data, right? And they want to trade that for value. You know, we've got a lot of people becoming increasingly aware of Facebook. Let's say, I'm going to use the word borrowing your data, borrowing your data and selling it, borrowing. It's like, you know, if I asked you, Freya, can I borrow a tissue? And then you're not really going to get it back.
Well, I would want it back. So.
Yeah.
Actually, have you heard the latest on what Facebook has done with people's data?
No, I haven't.
I saw a tweet last night. Apparently, they have been using, when people log in with the two-factor authentication using their mobile phone, they have been then using the mobile phone to retarget people with advertising. Bum, bum, bum. Bad. Bad, bad.
It's so creepy. It's a good thing I left Facebook in 2012. I don't think I'm coming back.
Wow.
I thought I was quite progressive. At the time, everyone was like, that's social suicide. And I was like, no, it's not, because I've got my real friends now. Can you tell us about, you've enabled Beam, how are they going to own their data with Beam? Tell us.
Cool. So data sovereignty is a hot topic, and it's something that we are super passionate about at Beam. Currently, as the Beam platform stands now, we reward customers when they share their data, and we provide them value in exchange for their data. We want to scale this, and how we'll be doing that with the blockchain. How we foresee it is we won't be building anything into the Beam platform. What we'll be doing is we'll be working with external suppliers. So Ocean Protocol, DataFund.io, those guys, they will actually hold customer data. We think that'll be permissions based. That's what it's looking like. And essentially Beam will plug into that. So for example, when a retailer needs to know your shirt size, you can actually give the retailer that information, and you can give them just that information, and they can provide you with value.
Do you know today I'm actually wearing black?
Stop it. Looks good on you.
Yeah, I'm wearing black, sponsored by Black. It's an actually, this is a the black t-shirt. That's cool because, you know, owning your data, I think is really important. I think it's going to be a big trend coming up, and it's something I've been talking a lot about. And I think there are a lot of other, you know, that's a really great use case for the blockchain. It hasn't really come to bear as such today, but is definitely something in the pipe, and it's great to see that you guys are attacking that. Tell us, so can users of Beam pay with other cryptocurrencies, or is it just the Beam token?
Yeah, so at the moment you connect, so the app is card agnostic, phone agnostic. So you download it to any phone and you connect your credit card, debit card. That's how it's going to work. When we do, and this is future speaking, when we do decide to move into the crypto space, what we do want to do is enable people to actually use their crypto, whether they, you know, use it to top up their rewards in their app so they can go and spend it in other partner stores or whatever that looks like. Eventually, yes, we want to get there.
So let me just understand. So with this token, so right now with this ICO,
yeah,
token investors are going to buy this token, and then obviously different countries are going to use the software. Do they receive a dividend, or do they receive? How do they get their return on their token investment?
Yeah.
Return on token investment, RTI.
Okay, so for the RTI, so let me break this down for you. Currently, when we work with retailers to help them engage their customers, we are paid. We earn 16% of every transaction that goes through the Beam network. So that's a retailer. So for example, Costa Coffee, they will pay us a percentage because we've delivered them a new customer. So that 16%, we then break off, you know, 10 or 11% and feed that back to the customer. And then we keep the rest for maintenance and all that kind of stuff to run Beam. With the token, how it will work when we launch is that when we're paid that 16%, the revenue is a part of it's going to the customer, but then for those other roles that I was speaking about before, about the issuer, the acquirer, the local partner, they all get a piece of the pie too. So for example, like point of sale, POS vendors, they currently only make one transaction, and that's when they sell the terminal to the merchant. As what we want to do is we want them to integrate Beam, and then we're actually going to give them a snippet of every transaction that goes through the POS. So we're opening up different revenue opportunities for other players in the retail ecosystem. And the reason why we want to do this is because the likes of Visa and MasterCard, they strip out millions of dollars of wealth from the retail ecosystem. You know, merchants pay for, this is kind of crazy, but they pay for the privilege to run payments with Visa and MasterCard. We want to turn that on its head. We want to flip that upside down, and we want to open up the payments network so other companies, issuer apps, they can actually start using and paying using Beam.
All right. And cool. And what sort of, you guys are doing a reverse ICO. What is a reverse ICO?
So reverse ICO, yeah, okay. So a reverse ICO is essentially, we're an existing business. So like you very nicely, eloquently described before, we've got, you know, 750,000 users, we're across 4 different cities. We're essentially solving real world problems. Existing business, now we're raising to try and scale the business. So that's reverse ICO, because more so an ICO is they've got the idea and now they're raising money to try and execute on that idea. So I suppose it's a bit more of I suppose if you're an investor, say, it's a bit more of a sure bet because the foundations are there.
Cool. So Beam started in the UAE. Now it's raising, you know, in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to roll out Beam in, you know, Australia, Asia, USA, or other parts of the world?
Yeah. So we definitely do have plans. So for us, the next kind of couple of months, once we round out our raise, we'll be looking to roll out in parts of Europe, Netherlands, Portugal. Definitely Australia is on the cards. We've got some good talks with local partners here, which is really exciting. And yes, definitely some other parts around the world, like I was saying before, Saudi Arabia, there's talks in South Africa, and also in the US. So yes.
Cool. Now, recently you went on a trip to China.
I did.
With Austrade. Tell us about what was the top highlight of going to China?
Okay, besides eating my weight in dumplings. Delicious. The Austrade mission was actually really cool. And I think the biggest thing that kind of slapped me in the face was here in Australia, innovation is bottom up. In China, it is top down. So you've got all of these massive corporations. We went into Ant Financial, who are the guys behind Alipay. Oh my goodness, they have so much money, they have such a big market share, and they're doing some really cool things with blockchain. So they took us through like a whole range of projects. One of them was cross-border remittance, that they were doing a transaction essentially between, I think, Philippines and Hong Kong. So, and that was using the blockchain, and we were all like, whoa.
That's how I look when I look in my cupboard and I see black t-shirts. I'm just like, what t-shirt am I going to wear? What trends are you seeing right now in the market? Tell us. What's coming up, Freya? What are you seeing?
So one of the big trends that came up quite a bit overseas is interoperability. So essentially for two chains to...
Interoperability.
That's it.
Interoperability.
Can you say it?
I'm calling it interoperability. Quadrupling.
I feel like every time I say interoperability, I may dribble a bit.
It's like another word. I think my word for this day is runny. Runny. It's a bit runny.
Running for a Friday. Look, guys, it's Friday. But yeah, so that's essentially where two chains interact or integrate with each other. So we were at the World Blockchain Summit in Shanghai for those 2 days, and a lot of presentations were looking at that, looking at how to address it. So I think that's definitely a big thing at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prediction, tell us, what's Bitcoin's price going to be when it strikes 12 at midnight on New Year's Eve 2018? What's your prediction?
Oh, I think it's going to go down, probably 5.5 grand.
5,500 US dollars.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
You're the bears that's like literally running around and selling. But you're not selling your Bitcoin, but you're holding on to your Bitcoin.
And I'm hodler.
Any predictions, I guess, for the next 5 years? Freya, what are you sort of seeing? Where are you sort of seeing the market going?
Next 5 years, I think one thing I'd love, and it will come, is just like more education. More education, because that's going to be one of the catalysts, I suppose, into mass adoption. So I think 5 years, let's just focus on, educating the masses more and more.
Cool. Awesome. And any favorite coins? Do you have any favorite coins?
I've got a bit of a crush on Stellar. Yeah, I do.
Stellar. I don't know if we talked that much. Joel, do you like Stellar?
I don't know enough about Stellar.
Doesn't know enough about it.
I like the name.
He likes the name.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah. It kind of might fit in with our galaxy of crypto, right?
Yes, I feel like Stellar's nice kind of like,
There it is. It's sitting out the front there. It's not too far away from the big moons. It's like, actually, it's pretty in there. I would give it a 6.4.
Nice. I think they've just got a cool community behind them. Yeah, I think those guys are doing some good things.
Awesome.
Tick.
Moving on, guys, there is a new Australian stablecoin come out called OnRamp. It is pegged to the Australian dollar. We've got a little image here of the stablecoin.
Oh, you're looking good.
That is not the stablecoin.
You're looking happy face.
But you can listen to a video there of me about stablecoin. But this is the video, the article written by Andrew Munro. Do check the Finder site, Joel, if you want to post that link into the chat. It runs on Ethereum, and it's completely compliant and backed. It's been approved by the Australian regulators on the 8th of June. And they've been testing AUDR. AUDR is the token And it is apparently an ERC20 token, so it can go on your Ethereum wallet, which is kind of cool.
Get it in there.
OnRamp is also another product which is slightly mind-bending, an ERC20 token pegged to the Bitcoin price. BTCR. BTCR. That's a whole nother dimension. OnRamp is also working with people at Hut34, who were the first to create the Google-powered Ethereum wallet, and which is very cool. We've got an article here on Finder. I said Joel has brought that up. And next week, OnRamp will be here in the studio to answer all your questions about the exciting project. So do subscribe. Do press that little bell so you can get notifications when the show is on. Binance has announced a Binance Info 2.0. It's compiled all the ratings and reports and lists them into one nice little library. That's kind of nice.
That's interesting.
The platform gives a star rating for each coin as well as the rating that the original agency gave it. However, this has received criticism because the ratings used by various agencies are not consistent.
I've got a question.
You've got a question.
Do you think they're doing this because, like, obviously in markets, it's tough out there to raise at the moment. It's, you know, everybody knows it. So do you think exchanges like this, because I would say that they're kind of probably hurting a little bit, do you think this is just like a bit of like an added extra, how are we going to kind of engage more people to use us? Do you think this is a play like that?
It's like a almost come and see us and tinker around and use our exchange more and maybe accidentally put some money into it.
Yeah. Do you think? I don't know. I just feel like maybe they're trying to strengthening their offering
It does feel that way. I think that one of the issues I think Andrew's raised here is that you're conflicting scores from different reports. That's a big deal. That's a problem. I'm not sure. It looks a little bit like a list. Maybe they're trying to leverage that they're Binance and everyone loves them. Would you get a Binance hoodie? Would you wear a Binance hoodie?
Depends what color it's in.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Say it's black with gold.
Ooh. Would you sign it?
Yes.
Okay then. All right.
All right. You're obviously involved in crypto because of your work with Beam, but do you hold any cryptocurrencies yourself, Freya?
Yes, I do. So when I initially started, I bought some to go through the steps as a learning. It was very much a learning experiment and expedition. But yes, I do hold Bit.
Is there any information particularly that you use to make your crypto decisions? Or would you use this on Binance?
No, not really.
Not really, no.
But it's also not my thing either. So I'm not sure. Yeah, don't know. We'll
Not
see.
your thing. Understandable. Before we go, apparently there's some. This is strong. Mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency. Okay, we've got a couple of things that have come up. 4 things. Number 1, Bitcoin was featured on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Apparently.
Stop.
That's
awesome.
What do you think the right answer here is? The technology that enables cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to function is called what? Freya.
A.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Are you going to lock that in?
Thanks, Eddie. Is Eddie still doing that?
You would be correct. Number 2, Merriam-Webster has just added Bitcoin as an official Scrabble into its official Scrabble dictionary. Along with 300 words, it'll be worth at least 9 points.
Okay, it's probably
Going for the Bitcoin.
Nice.
It's a real word now.
real.
Number 3, more major sport teams continue to team up with crypto companies and in some cases are creating fan coins. We saw Antpool, which owns Bitmain, will be sponsoring the Houston Rockets NBA team next year. That's off the dial.
That's really interesting.
In soccer, Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus are exploring creating their own crypto tokens. And I saw some baseball tokens come out recently as well. When you go to the game, you get a little token afterwards and you can put it in your wallet that you've been to the game.
Yeah, so what's like the purpose of all these and these tokens? Just, I mean, what does your token get you? That's what I
think it's just a unique statement to say that you've been at this game.
Right, okay.
When I went to baseball, I saw the New York Yankees play and I got a ball from the game.
Oh my goodness, I'm very jealous.
Yeah, but that said that I was at that game, that particular game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I bought myself a bomber jacket earlier on this year when we were at the Yankees, and yeah, I don't know, maybe crypto may have been a bit of a cheaper option if I had known that was an opportunity.
No. Last thing, in the UK, Forbes is reporting that crypto is also getting mainstream exposure in the form of, okay, are we ready for this one? Coronation Street, the long-running soap opera, according to Forbes, one character who's a problem gambler, DJ naturally, tells his friend that he invested £50 in Whipcoin some years ago.
DJ.
The pair do some research and find that his original investment is now worth £250 million. However, Ryan, of course, cannot remember the password to his Whipcoin account, a story that is fast becoming cliche in pop cryptocurrency writing. Eventually, they tracked down the password, but their previous research was apparently massively out of date. The coins are now near worthless, suggesting Coronation Street's writers have been following the altcoin price scene surprisingly closely. What do you think about that?
I find that really random. Like, out of all the shows, Coronation Street. Has it even made it onto Simpsons yet? I mean, God. Anyway.
There you have it. All right, guys, that's that is what we have today. Bitcoin trading at $6,716, Ethereum at $230, Bitcoin Cash $570, Ripple at 54 cents, and EOS at $5.86. Ethereum Classic, not my most understood coin, $11.49, and Cardano is up 8.75% at 8.7 cents. And I'll say Stellar as well, 25 cents for you, Freya.
Thank you. Go Stella.
Thank you so much, Freya, for coming into the show.
Thanks
for the
for
Daily
having
Exchange.
me.
It was awesome.
Thanks for having
And
me.
guys, do subscribe. You'll see Freya's details. You can follow along with Beam. She's always at many of the conferences as well. An incredible, you can see there, we've got her Twitter there as well. Do follow her. Do subscribe. Join us again next week. I will not be on the show, unfortunately, because I will be in Singapore and then doing a talk at Affiliate Summit. I'm sorry.
Congrats. That's awesome.
We will have Harry on the show all next week, and we'll have that stablecoin OnRamp coming in to talk to you guys. Do subscribe. And that was the Daily Exchange. Yeah!